Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an official announcement to make. In my hand, I hold my letter of resignation from the Drake fan club. Drake, you had one task, one goal, and you failed. Jay-Z just got a major win in court. His case with Diddy has been dismissed. When Tony Buzbee added Jay to that case, Jay told Tony, I'm different. I am not one to play with. But the real question that nobody has answered yet is why was the case dismissed? Surprise, surprise, Kanye West is back in the headlines again. This time for alleged divorce between him and Bianca. Are y'all really gonna keep falling for the okie doke? What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Monday morning. Normally not my favorite day of the week, but I have such a good show set up for you guys. I'm actually in a good mood on this Monday morning. All right, I have 3 lead stories for you. We're going to kick it off by talking about Jay-Z winning in court. The lawsuit against him and Diddy has been dismissed. Kanye West and Bianca are allegedly getting a divorce, but I don't believe it. And Drizzy Drake's new album has been released, and I think it is a huge disappointment. In quick news, we're going to talk about Wendy Williams, Trump, BMF, A$AP Rocky, Kendrick Lamar, Russell Simmons, Elon Musk, Neyo, Vybz Kartel, Melyssa Ford, and Valentine's Day. As always, we're going to close out the show with social discussion, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TV, your radio, and your devices up. I'm about to start this Monday show. Let's go. Our first lead story, breaking news. Tony Buzbee dismisses lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy over allegations of SA and R-word. Jay-Z releases a statement. Jay-Z is speaking out after the lawsuit against him and Diddy has been dismissed by the attorney representing Jane Doe, according to court filings made Friday in New York. Variety reports that attorney Tony Buzbee filed a voluntary dismissal with prejudice. With prejudice means they cannot file this ever again. It's over. They can't go back. This is Jay-Z's statement. Today is a victory. The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations has been dismissed. This civil suit was without merit and was never going anywhere. The fictional tale that they created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claim. The trauma that my wife, my children, loved ones, and I endured can never be dismissed. This 1-800 lawyer gets to file a suit hiding behind Jane Doe, and when they quickly realize that this money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussion. The system has failed. The court must protect victims, of course, while with the same ethical responsibility, the courts must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. May the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused equally. Signed, Sean Carter. And he put that statement out through Rock Nation. Here is the official court filing for those who would like to see it or take a screenshot and see it. Of course, y'all know that Diddy's team had to jump in here and take an opportunity. Diddy's team speaks out after the lawsuit, including him and Jay-Z, is dismissed. His lawyer said, the first of many that won't hold up in court. And they, of course, made an official statement. Today's complete dismissal without a settlement by the 1-800 attorney is yet another confirmation that these lawsuits are built on falsehood, not facts. For months, we have seen case after case filed by individuals hiding behind autonomy, pushing forward by an attorney more focused on media headlines than legal merit. Just like these claims, the others will fall apart because there is no truth to them. Sean Combs has never SA'd or R'd anybody, man or woman. No number of lawsuits, sensationalized allegations, or media theatrics will change that reality. We will continue to fight those baseless claims and hold those responsible. This is just the first of many that will not hold up in a court of law. All right, that is from Diddy's lawyers. All right, so I do have a lot to say about this, but as you guys know, since we've been covering this case, I have been very adamant about running everything through our lawyers. If you guys remember, a couple of weeks ago, we actually went viral for making claims that Jay-Z and Rock Nation have a whole team, a whole department that is literally scouring the internet and watching content creators and what people say and sending out legal cases. We have not gotten any letters or cases. And I'm not going to say luckily we haven't, because we've been very smart at what we've been doing. And from what I've heard over the weekend, they are doubling up and tripling up. So there's a lot that I would like to say, but unfortunately, we've made the decision here not to say. I'm going to leave it to you guys in the comment section. You guys are free to say whatever you want. We have to follow and abide by things to not get sued and to not get shut down, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll leave it to you, unfortunately. I will play you guys one thing from Megan, and shout out to Megan. She has been sending me everything throughout this whole case. And of course, the Diddy trial is still going on, so we're going to cover that. We actually have some exciting news about when the trial actually starts, but we'll wait for that. For those who don't know, Megan is a trial attorney who's known for covering like the Megan and Tory case. She's in LA now covering ASAP Rocky. We actually have a little story and quick news about that. So shout out to Megan. Anyways, Megan was on TV. I can't remember what news station, but I was able to grab something from that. She actually sent it to me. And I'm going to play a little clip. And although that there's things that we can't say, I just want you to listen to this and then you could draw your own conclusions. Okay. Just listen to Megan. Here it is.
Megan, attorney Tony Buzbee, the famed Texas lawyer, has now dropped the lawsuit against Jay-Z.
It's important to keep in mind that there was a dismissal motion pending that the judge had not ruled on. There had also been a sanctions motion filed, but that had actually been withdrawn. So there was, some kind of question about whether there was something going on behind the scenes. But I think it's telling that Jay-Z and his lawyer Alex Spiro have issued statements about this, but we have not heard from Tony Buzbee.
So Jay-Z had a sanction motion against Tony Buzbee. He took that back. Jay-Z and his legal team were waiting on the judge's decision to dismiss the case and throw it out. But this case was dismissed before the judge can even dismiss it. Like, don't you find that a little bit weird? Like, why not wait for the judge to dismiss it? If the case didn't have any merit and it wasn't strong and it should have been dismissed, why not have the judge dismiss it? Why would Tony Buzbee himself dismiss it before that even happened? And Jay-Z took his sanction off of Tony. So I'll leave that to you. Another thing that I just want to tell you guys or show you guys, Lauren LaRosa from The Breakfast Club reached out to Tony, and shout out to Lauren too. She's been really good at this, at covering this story. Lauren said, I reached out to attorney Buzbee on the dismissal of today's civil suit against Jay-Z and Diddy. Attorney Buzbee said, we will have no comment. Now, for somebody who was in the press almost every day, held like the biggest press conferences ever talking about Jay-Z, Diddy, and don't forget, there's also Celebrity A, which is supposed to be a female celebrity that hasn't been disclosed. And we have kind of hinted to you guys who that was. And a couple of people, other content creators have hinted out to you as well. And Tony Buzbee also had a 1-800 number where people could call. He said he had close to, I think it was like 300 cases. So the person who has all these things to say all of a sudden has no comment. He dismissed the case instead of the judge dismissing it, and now he has nothing to say. I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I wish. Anyways, I'll leave it up to you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Our second lead story. Kanye West and Bianca split days after the Grammy stunt and vile meltdown. All right, let's just jump right into our article, but I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, this is all marketing. Don't believe the hype, but let's just read the article and I'll explain to you what's really going on, all right? Kanye West and Bianca are allegedly heading to divorce just 11 days after this stunt that was pulled on the Grammy red carpet. It's thought that they have verbally agreed that she will get a payment of $5 million following their short marriage, which began in December 2022. A source close to the rapper, who is 27 years old, confirmed that the couple has now broken up and that they expect a legal filing to end the marriage in the coming days. Bianca, who is 30 years old, is understood to be staying at their $35 million house in Beverly Park North, Los Angeles for now. It's not known where West is, but some believe he may even be heading back in the coming days to Tokyo, Japan, where he spent much of the last year living in a hotel. Bianca apparently plainly unhappy on the red carpet on February the 2nd when West instructed her to drop her fur coat and make a scene, but she went along with his instruction. Friends of West insist that the stunt was his idea of art and also intended to replicate the cover of his album Vultures 2. Online Mail has contacted West and Bianca's representative for comment. The following days, he wrote on X, "My wife's first red carpet opened a whole new world. I kept staring at this photo like I was staring in admiration that night, thinking, wow, I'm so lucky to have a wife that is so smart, talented, brave, and hot." He went on, "She took a break from shooting her first film to make a movie in real life. We tailored that invisible dress 6 times, and just like magic, poof, we disappeared." Oh my gosh, man. Every time I talk about Kanye West, I literally feel like a broken record. All the blogs and the tabloids, they keep on feeding into this. I feel like they're part of it, to be honest with you. Like, you guys cannot really believe that all this is true. Since Kanye West was with Amber Rose, he's been doing this. He finds a girl who is virtually unknown and he brings her into the spotlight. The only thing that he did different was with Kim Kardashian, but that was because Kim was Kim. And he was like, yo, if I do this with Kim, it will take me to another level. So Amber Rose, same thing. Hey, you want to come do these crazy things with me? We'll, create all of this hysteria. People will talk about me. We'll sell a bunch of albums and, I'll pay you some money. Same thing so he did it with Amber Rose. Then I think there was like another girl who I don't even remember. Then Kim Kardashian. That whole marriage was a stunt. I know they had kids, but I still don't believe that whole marriage. Then what was the other girl? Julia Fox, but she didn't really gain like that much traction, but he had her for like, I don't know, a year-ish. And then now with Bianca, like I firmly believe, and I know, like I don't have to prove it to you. I know, I talk to people. I know, okay? Like this is Kanye West's MO. Kanye just cares about money. He cares about celebrity and he cares about tabloid. And like I've said, every time I talk about Kanye West, this is the only way that Kanye could get his name in the headlines to sell his products. He's fully independent and he has to try every single trick in the book. I told you guys last week what he's doing with Shopify, getting the site torn down. Like everything that he does is on purpose. Even the stuff he said about Adidas. He's been trying to get out of that Adidas contract for years. Trust me, I had an Adidas account for years. I know everybody at Adidas. I know what I'm talking about. So listen, like him or don't like him, I do give credit all the time for one thing. He's independent and he's doing these things on his own and he's bucking the system. That's the one thing I respect, but I do not have any respect of the way he's going about doing it and the way that he just kind of manipulates the system. And I just think that all money isn't good money. So, y'all let me know what you think about Kanye. If you think this is real. The fact that, she's getting $5 million. We actually have a story in Quick Stories on why we just didn't put it here. But apparently, they don't have a prenup. Like, you're Mr. Multi-billionaire, the richest black man in America, and you don't have a prenup? Like, give me a break. And I just find it so ironic that at the height of Bianca being famous, because we've seen her throughout the past year or 2 years, but the biggest stage Grammy Award, this is when she divorces him. Like, come on, it's an arrangement. Like, hey, you want to do this? And you heard him say she is, she's filming a movie. So she's filming a movie. She's about to take off, and it was an arrangement. Hey, let's do this. Let's put it on one of the biggest music award show. Everybody will be talking about it. Boom. And I can have my career. Thank you very much. Great arrangement. Thank you. You know what I mean? Like, give me a break. And lastly, to bring my point even more home, Bianca has been wearing dresses like this for the past 2 years. She's been going out in public like this for the past 2 years. Like, Google it if you don't believe me. So why would this Grammy Award be the thing that's like, oh my, we need to get a divorce? Like, this is too much. Like, that whole conversation before she dropped her fur coat was all staged because they knew this was coming and then getting off the red carpet. This is nothing new. They've been doing this. She doesn't go out with anything on at all any of the time that she's out. So I don't know how people can't see through this. Like I said, I feel like some blogs just like to pick this up to get the clicks and the likes, but please give me a break. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below if you believe this or if you even care. I actually really don't. Our third lead story: Drake disappoints fans with new PMD collaboration album. All right, let's get into this. I'm going to give you guys my review and thoughts on Drizzy Drake's album. I know some of you might be surprised that I am really not happy. I am officially out of the Drake fan club. I am so disappointed in this. Most people really actually like the album. I'm going to but I'm going to show you guys, like, he's been breaking some records, doing things on Apple and Spotify. We're going to break it all down, but I'm going to tell you first my views. And to me, it's bigger than the album. All right. So, and as you guys know, I made some points because when I get heated like this, I need to stay focused because y'all know I could go off on a tangent. Anyways, so first thing is, give me a hug. Give me a hug. That's your lead single. Like, oh, really? That is what you come back with? We needed a global #1 smash hit that stays #1 for weeks on the chart. I need my mom to call me and say, did you see or did you hear Drake's new album? So let's just focus on this. Some people might like the album or not. I don't think that is the point. I have said to you guys repeatedly for the past couple of weeks, Drake needs to get back to the music and he needs to get back to hits. Now, one thing that he did that was good was he didn't do the Ja Rule thing. And I told you guys last week I was a little bit worried about that. I'm happy that he didn't go dark and gloomy. 50 Cent, when he was beefing with Ja Rule started to try to get like more gangster to try to match 50 Cent, and it just didn't go over well, right? So I like that Drake kept it party or whatever, but no pun intended with Party Next Door. I didn't even plan that. But although that the song is decent or good or people like it, it's not going to be #1 for 9 or 10 weeks on the Billboard charts. It's not going to cross genres of music. It's not going to be #1 on Billboard for weeks and weeks. And that's what Drake needed after Not Like Us. After Not Like Us was a global smash hit and people were like, yo, it's over for Drake. What Drake needed to come back with was a #1 smash hit. So some of you mightn't like Give Me a Hug, but I'm sure you could admit that it's not a global #1 pop smash R&B. He needs to be #1 on all charts. Okay, so see, I said not that I don't want to go off, and I'm already starting to go off. I'm just very disappointed. My second point is, I don't even care if the album is good or not, or mid or not. That's not the point here. We needed a hit record. Drake needed a #1 smash single. Okay, I said that already, but I had to reiterate it. All right, let's dive a little deeper in. The first mistake he said, and I think it was on Give Me a Hug, is he said, F the rap beef, I'm trying to get the party lit. Drake, you're the one who wanted to beef. Remember all the pictures and all the stuff that you're putting on social media? Hey, the time is ticking. We're watching, taking pictures with Tupac, like egging him on, like what's going on? I think it was 14, 15 days countdown. Where's Kendrick? You wanted to beef. I feel like that line, somebody in the camp should have been like, yo, we should not take that out. I mean, we should take that out. So I really felt like that was a bad line. Now let's talk about Joe Budden and Melyssa Ford. Why would you bring up Joe Budden? I agree not to bring up Kendrick's name. And again, like I said, make a smash single. Don't talk about Kendrick. I like that. But like I said last week, don't bring up anyone's name. Just make a #1 hit. And to make sure, and this will be over with, and Give Me a Hug is not a good enough song to be a number one smash global hit. Okay, so I said that 3 times here. But yeah, going after Joe Budden, and I like, throwing in Melyssa Ford. She's a legend in the six, and she definitely is a legend. Shout out to Melyssa, known her for years. But to say and I can't even repeat the line because there's profanity in it, but I'm sure most of you know. And he's alluding to, Melyssa, you're a six legend, and I can't believe that you're sitting beside Joe Budden. Okay, but he called him a name. But why throw shots at Joe Budden? We talked about this last week on his Finsta page where he was taking shots at Joe. Joe was like, yo, you have beef with Kendrick. Now that this is what Joe said, now that you're, no longer relevant, which is not true because he's still relevant. Now that you're no longer relevant, why are you coming at me? And I totally agree with him. Why are you taking shots at Joe? If anything, people are listening to hear you take shots at Kendrick. And while I agree that you shouldn't take shots at Kendrick, you should just make a number one hit, and that would be the thing that would get you back in the conversation. You take shots at Joe, and people are in the comment section like, why are you taking shots at Joe when you're taking shots at Kendrick? To avoid that, don't say the line about beef, and don't say anything about anybody. Huge mistake. All right. Kendrick is going to have the number one album this week and the number one single. This was your opportunity to get back in the number one slot and have your own huge comeback. And you're not going to be able to do that with Give Me a Hug. We have this in quick story, so I'll give you a little bit more details on why Kendrick is back in the number one slot and he's going to have the number one album. It was very strategic and smart. And we could have predicted that it was going to happen, but I'll tell you guys in quick story. So Kendrick is going to have the number one album this week, and he's going to have the number one song. You have Give Me a Hug, which is making its way, but you need to knock him off the number one slot on Billboard, not Apple and Spotify. Lastly, okay, and this is to try to be fair. Lastly, I understand the label situation. I broke it down to people in Friday's episode. I know that you don't want to give the label a number one hit because you're upset with them, but you got to put that aside for the sake of this battle. This was your last chance and it might be over with. Let me give you guys a little context. People have been alluding to the past couple of years where Drake hasn't been giving Universal amazing albums, right? Like Views, Take Care. If you're reading this, it's too late. The last, 3 or 4 Drake albums haven't been amazing. It's been enough to just keep his name up there, but they're not classics. And we all know the reason why, and we've talked about this a bunch of times, where he's in a contract for $400 million. It's up, and Drake feels like he should be getting close to $1 billion for everything that he has been doing for Universal Records, and justifiably so. Everybody in the music industry says it, even somebody like Joe Budden, who's the biggest Drake hater. He's made these guys billions of dollars. For them to offer him $500 million is a joke. So to counter that, he's been giving them mid albums. So I get that. But Drake, people have been saying for the past 6 months that Drake is no longer relevant. What's Drake going to do? Is it over for Drake or whatever? They're questioning everything about you. And you know what Kendrick has been alluding to? He got the Super Bowl. He got the 5 Grammys. I just feel like there's a time to, deal with the label. And I've had your back with the label. I agree with it. I agree with everybody going after the big guy. Even with Kanye, I'm like, you know what? I like the leaving Adidas, doing all of that stuff, doing on your own. Even if I don't have to agree with you to see and, like your moves. I have alluded to the fact that I took Nike to court, that I had my own gripes with these big companies, these billion-dollar companies, and I won my case. I get it. But even when I had my back and forth with Nike and these big brands like Adidas, I was also very strategic, and I did that strategically. And that's why I was able to be successful, and I got out of it even more successful than when I first started. So I just feel personally that that's why Drake didn't give us a classic album, and that's why he didn't give us a number one, because he's so caught up with this whole beef between Universal. And I just feel at the state of his career right now, this inflection point, I think it was a bad move. So in closing, Drake made a huge mistake after Not Like Us not being prepared while he was in battle. And we all know that was strategic, whether you like Family Matters or Not Like Us. We all can agree, even Drake fans, that he wasn't strategically ready for that. Kendrick's dropped 2 tracks back to back and Drake wasn't ready. He came with the Heart Part 6 and it wasn't enough to beat or even compare to Not Like Us. So he lost the strategy battle. And I just feel like this was Drake's Hail Mary. This was his time to say, you know what? It's been 6 months. Let me come back with something. And I just feel like he just didn't do a good job. Drake will never be the Drake that he once was. And I feel like the Drake era might be over. That's if you come out with an album 6 months from now, it's just not going to be the same. I feel like Drake had a big opportunity. Like I said, it was bad for the past couple of months. Everybody was waiting for this. And I just feel like he made a mistake. So let me just go through, to be fair, let me just go through and tell you guys everything that people are saying and also what he has achieved with this, because I could be wrong. And you guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section, okay? So Drake's recent album becomes the fastest album to reach #1 on Apple Music this year. Yo, it's February, mid-February. So it's the fastest in a month and a half. Let me know if that record still stands up in November or December or even by the summertime. Okay. Next thing is Drake and PartyNextDoor claims 8 of the 10 spots on Apple Music. And you could see here, CN Tower, and I'm going to tell you in a second, it dethroned Luther, which is Kendrick and SZA's song. Then Give Me a Hug, then Not Like Us is #4, and then Mothball. So 8 out of the 10 spots. But Apple charts don't work like how Billboard charts work. It works just by people playing it. So you're telling me that CN Tower is the #1 song on Apple Music, and it's just ironic that it's the first song on the album? You know what I mean? Like, listen, everybody with the attention. And I told you guys the strategic move that he made was dropping this album right after Kendrick just had his Grammy, the Super Bowl, and then Drake, because everyone's going to want to hear what he's going to have to say. And that's why I got to be fair. I even said it was smart what Kendrick did. And that's why he's going to be back at #1 and it's just all about aligning in dates. So this was great, Drake, but I just felt like if you would have had a better song or a #1 song, it would have translated better. So, but let's be fair. He has 8 out of 10. So next we're going to say that, Drake dethroned Kendrick Lamar's GNX in less than 24 hours on Apple Music charts. And Apple Music in 72 countries, he dethroned Kendrick Lamar GNX album. By the way, GNX came out in October, November. He should be dethroning him. And Kendrick shouldn't even be at #2 after this time, but he is #2 because of Super Bowl. So he dethroned him. Let's see how long it stays. CN Tower by Drake and PartyNextDoor dethrones Kendrick Lamar's Luther #1 on Apple Music. Already told you that. Drake achieves the biggest streaming day for a rapper on Spotify in 2025, surpassing Kendrick's record. Now, again, actually, let me just read this. Drake sets a new record for the biggest streaming day by a rapper on Spotify in 2025, amassing 92.4 million streams as a lead artist on February the 14th. He surpassed Kendrick's previous record of 92.3 million, so just 1 point higher than Kendrick. And Kendrick set that on February the 12th. Again, Kendrick set that just because of the Super Bowl. It's not like he had a new song coming out. So it's a little, up for speculation. Drake is #1 on global Spotify top artist charts for the first time in 2025, dethroning Kendrick Lamar. Couple of people weighed in. Kanye West, of course, Mr. Attention Seeker, says, "Give Me a Hug" is incredible. And also Young Thug, who has been in Drake's corner the whole time when everybody turned his back on him. Thug has been there. So Young Thug says, that boy back #1. That boy back #1. A little bit of grammar there, but whatever. So yeah, he put that out. So those are all the things that Drake and PartyNextDoor, let's just call it, be honest, it's the Drake album. And that's what he's achieved. But like I said, Everything is on Apple and on Spotify. Let's see what he does on Billboard, A. And even if he does get on Billboard, let's see how long it lasts. In closing, I found one content creator that said the same thing that I said. I'm going to play you a video. Take a listen.
The most shocking thing to me about this album is that there are really no redeemable qualities for me.
I love how he phrased that. Redeemable qualities. And y'all know that I'm a Google head. A redeemable characteristic is one that counteracts or corrects something negative. If you can only think of one good thing about your next door neighbor, for example, that one thing is her redeeming quality. And that is why I'm disappointed in Drake. He didn't have any redeeming qualities. And to redeem yourself, you come back with a #1 global smash, undeniable record. And Drake failed. Give me a hug. Is not a #1 global smash. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section below. I have presented you my case. Now it is your turn. Let me know what you think. Not only just about the album, what do you think about the state of Drake? Let me know. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Shout out to our girl, Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams seen in good spirits while in Florida visiting her dad. All right, so I guess she officially got out to visit her dad. Remember we were talking about we don't know if it's going to happen or not. It has happened. Wendy Williams is outside. The former daytime talk show queen was recently spotted arriving in Florida looking upbeat and happy as she made a special visit to see her father for his birthday. It's a special moment for Wendy amid her tough guardianship battle, which she wants to break away from. The sweet reunion will be her first time that she's been able to socialize with others in months, as a judge recently granted the trip amid her guardianship battle. This visit isn't just about birthday cake and balloons. Wendy is also set to reunite with her son, Kevin Hunter Jr., at the family gathering this weekend. Despite her previous allegations that Kevin mismanaged her money, she assured TMZ that there is no bad blood and that the moment won't be awkward. Take a look at Wendy Williams.
This way, Wendy. Okay. Right here.
Wendy, are you happy to be outside? Are you happy to be outside, Wendy?
Outside. Thank you, Wendy.
I love this for Wendy, man. Shout out to Wendy. I'm super happy for her. But just remember, this doesn't mean that she's out. She's just out for the weekend. I mean, she's not out of the guardianship. She's just out for the weekend. So Wendy continues to fight. We still need emails. We still need the free Wendy hashtag. There's a lot of stuff that should be happening, maybe even this week. Remember, we told you in Friday's episode that the judge could answer her affidavit this week and let her out. We don't think that's going to happen, but there's a possibility. She signed an affidavit. She said, Judge, please let me out. He has to answer it this week. And of course, we'll follow up and let you know what he says. Our second quick story. Trump removes military protection for Canada until Canada becomes the 51st state. President Donald Trump eliminates military protection for Canada, proposing that it becomes the 51st state instead. This decision raised concerns about the security and sovereignty of Canada, sparking debate and tension between the two nations. We have video here, but in the video, it doesn't say that he's removing military protection. So I don't understand why this is making headlines. We do know that he wants Canada to become the 51st state. We do know that that's probably not going to happen. But I mean, listen, anything is possible. Did you guys know that, well, maybe you guys didn't know. Did you know that just like 100 years ago, California, Texas, and I think there's another state that weren't part of the U.S. They were part of Mexico? I didn't know that California, Texas, and another place was part of Mexico before the U.S. got it. So, hey, things change, lands change. But anyways, listen to Trump. Again, like I said, he never says he's actually moving military away. But take a listen.
So I think Canada is going to be a very serious contender to be our 51st state. It just sets up so good for them. Look, the people would pay much less tax than they're paying right now. They'd have perfect military protection. They don't have any military protection because
See, he's like, they need our protection. They don't have protection. He didn't say, I am actually signed an executive order to remove it. I think he's just, talking slick here. But anyway, y'all let me know what you think in the comment section below. Our third quick story. Big Meech's Welcome Home Legacy concert in Miami canceled due to unforeseen circumstances. Yo, don't play with 50 Cent, basically. Due to unforeseen circumstances, tonight's show has been canceled. Refunds will be made at point of purchase. Okay, we've been telling you guys all week last week about 50 Cent's beef with Rick Ross and Big Meech and Little Meech. And, Little Meech reached out to 50 over text message and 50 exposed that. I really haven't gotten too much into it, really. My biggest concern is the show. If the show's going to come back, y'all know I love my streaming shows. But at first it was started out where they were going to have one more season. But what I'm hearing is that they might not even have any more seasons. It might be totally scrapped. 50 Cent is really unhappy that Big Meech would team up with Rick Ross, one of 50's biggest arch enemies, right? There were supposed to be a lot of artists that was supposed to be at this show, Sexy Red, Little Baby, or whatever. And apparently, from what I've been hearing, 50 Cent was just like, yo, if you guys go out here, not that he's going to have beef, but he would really prefer not to. You know what I mean? You know what 50 Cent does? He does his thing. So you got to pick a line. You got to draw a line in the sand and pick a side. And it looks like Rick Ross took an L on this one. This concert never went off. Apparently, there's supposed to be 14,000 tickets, and they only sold 900 and something. Rick Ross tried to have a party afterwards in some club, and nobody showed up after that either. But really, it goes actually so deep down a rabbit hole with Big Meech snitching, and now 50 Cent is going to make a documentary with Tammy, the person who had Big Meech's rights before 50 did. It's a whole tangled web that they have woven. Like I told you guys, my concern is the show. And I don't think we're going to get back another season of BMF. And it's literally just going to end with how it ended, without any closure. Very, very sad to say, but don't play with 50, man. He doesn't care about his money. He doesn't care about nothing. He has just honor and respect. And if you cross that or you don't have that for him, it's over. So let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to miss BMF? A lot of people, it's not their favorite series in the whole Power universe, but I still think it was a pretty good show. And I would love to have seen how it ended, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our fourth quick story. Dank says she doesn't see herself as overweight. She said, when I walk into the gym, I feel like I'm fit. I love this for Dank. For those of you who don't know who Dank is or don't remember, Dank was the girl who went viral. Remember, she had that Lyft driver and she recorded it for him not allowing her into her car. And she was on the Breakfast Club. It went huge. So Dank expresses that she doesn't view herself as overweight, stating that when she enters the gym, she feels like she is fit. Listen to Dank.
My body right now is my mind don't know that I'm this big. So I be feeling like I can do everything. So when I walk in the gym, I feel like I'm fit.
My key takeaway from this is that she's in the gym, because my whole thing is not if she could fit in the car or if she can't or any of these things that people are dragging her about. I just want her to be healthy. I'm a health person. I eat well. I train. I do everything. I'm about living a happy, fruitful life, and to be able to do that, you need to be healthy. It's the same thing I talk about when I talk about Lizzo, and Lizzo says she has a clean bill of health, and some people are just built this way. So my whole thing is that for when I hear her say something like this, I like that. And I think that's why she calls a Lyft and she does these things and she acts like she is slim in her head because that's how she feels in her head. And I love this for her. And I like that she doesn't feel like she is the way that she looks. And that tells me that she is happy. It's all about how you perceive things, and it's all about how you change your perception. Those of you guys who follow daily, I'm a big mental health advocate, and the type of therapy I do is cognitive behavioral therapy. Google that, CBT. And it's all about reshaping the way how you see your life. And it's all about reshaping things that come up in your life. And a lot of people, things happen to you in your life and you see it one way, and cognitive behavioral therapy teaches you to take those things and reshape it and see the positive and keep going. And Dank already does that. And I love this for her. She sees herself as a thin person, and that's how she goes through life. That's why she's happy. We should all take a page from her book and see ourselves in a positive way. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. Our fifth quick story. Instagram is testing out a dislike feature. All right, so you can now dislike Instagram comments. I put up a picture here and you guys can see what it looks like. There's a thumb down on this. I'm on the fence. I don't know really what I think about this. If it was a dislike button on the actual post, I think it would make more sense, although I don't think that it should be there because we don't need more negativity. People should just be posting freely. That's why I like the feature that some people could take away likes from their posts and just post freely and not think about likes and dislikes and all that stuff. But why would you want to have dislike on a comment? Either like a comment or don't like it. I feel like in our society, we focus too much on like negative. I dislike this, I dislike that. If you don't like someone's comment, just don't like it. But if you do like it, like it. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I feel like I've said like a lot in this segment. Yeah, I dislike this dislike button. Let me know what you guys think. Our sixth quick story. Here's the first look at the iPhone 17 Pro. All right, I'm super excited about this. I showed you guys a picture, I don't know, maybe it's like last week or the week before, and it didn't look all that great. But here is a new rendering. According to a YouTube channel, Front Page Tech, Apple's iPhone 17 Pro will be featuring 3 rear cameras housed in a all-new rectangular camera bar with rounded corners. The host of the show said the camera bar will be considerably larger than the earlier concepts that have been circling around. Those are the concepts that I showed you guys yesterday. He also said this has been confirmed by multiple sources that this is the new iPhone 17 Pro design. And he said that he's actually seen the device himself. Oh, I'm super excited about this. I'm going to put up a picture. Let me know what you guys think about this. And I like that gray. For those of you who are not seeing it, the phone is gray and then like the casing is black. I don't know if I would get the gray phone, but I do like the contrast. I am so excited about this. When I showed you guys the pictures last week, I was a little vain in saying that, like, I like when I get new things and people know that I have new things. You know what I mean? Like, was vain in a fun way. But like, I like that. I like the past 2 or 3 iPhones, you spend all this money and it just feels the same, not only for people, but for you. But I just feel like your phone is like a pair of shoes or an outfit. You know, when you're going out, like you want to look fresh, like it feels good to be like, yo, man, yeah, I got the new iPhone, you know, like what up? I just feel like the past iPhones have been like whack. Like you don't know that this is the iPhone. What do I have? 15 or 16? That's my whole point. You don't know. When iPhones first came out, you would know by the cameras, like that one camera. And then I think it was 2 and then 3 and then just different ways how they did it. But I'm super excited about this. By the time it comes out, I'm not going to need a phone, but I'm definitely going to buy the new one just because it's new. I can't just be on here and have a big YouTube show. I almost swore. A big YouTube show and just have the old iPhone. Yo, you got to stay up to date. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, my new Pro that you guys can't even see. It's Pro. It's dope. You can tell. I don't know. Maybe I'm being extra. I can be extra sometimes, but let me know if you guys are excited about the new 17 Pro. Roses are red, violets are blue. Come here illegally and we will deport you. By the way, the reason why I'm putting this in this podcast, in this show, is that's just not a meme from online that I got. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, look right up in the corner. This was from the White House Instagram, like the official White House Instagram page put this out on Valentine's Day. Now, put your thoughts of immigration aside. I feel sorry for the people who are getting deported. Yes, I know there's some people who agree that, yo, if you're here illegally, you should get deported. But let's not talk about that, please. What do you think about Trump posting something like this? Like, part of me loves it. Again, not the immigration part. Just part of me loves the fact that he so like the rest of us. You know what I mean? Like the fact that he would put something out like that, I love it. And I've always given Trump the credit for just changing the language of politics. I actually got that line from Charlemagne. I'm not going to try to take credit, but Trump has changed the language of politics, of it not being like a suit and tie and so like, political where it just goes over everyone's head. He gets out his message in the same way that we do. Like, this is an Instagram meme that you would think would come from a joke page. You know what I'm saying? And this is actually from the White House. So I know there's going to be some people that think the White House and the norms and the Constitution, and we should say that, like, I don't agree with that. I think it's 2025. When you do things like this, regardless of what side you're on, I know you guys like to drag me in the comment section that I'm not independent and that I say it all the time, but there are new there are new viewers every day. So no, I am not a Donald Trump fan or a Biden or Kamala fan or whoever's going to run the Democratic Party. I'm independent, but when either side does something bad or good, I have to call it out. And I like this. Donald Trump has done a great thing of getting younger people involved in politics. And I think a democracy works the more people that get involved. So I love this and I wanted to highlight it. And I also want to know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. Do you think that the political structure, the White House, should always be presidential and should be official? Or do you like that Trump is changing the language of politics and making funny memes like this? Let me know what you guys think. Our 8th quick story. A$AP Rocky's defense lawyer and prosecutor were about to squabble. It gets intense. It's getting intense. All right, so this is A$AP Rocky, Rihanna's baby daddy. I think they're done closing arguments maybe today or maybe in tomorrow, and then they'll go to deliberation. People are thinking that Rocky probably will get off, but there's still a chance. We don't know. Anyways, their two lawyers went back and forth, and it literally sounds like two dudes in high school. It's actually hilarious. Take a listen.
That's unethical. And this is a guy who, of the Ninth Circuit, just said lied to a jury in the Branford case.
Your Honor,
so
Your Honor, one more thing out of him, and we air everything that's happened in this case, which the court's aware of. Stop. He might want to stop.
I'm so threatened.
You should be, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a break.
Oh, I'm so scared. Well, yeah, you should be, Joe. Sounds like two nerds in the class. Like, it's hilarious. If you even see A$AP laughing in the corner. Anyways, I just thought it was funny. It was going viral over the weekend, playing it for you guys. Let me know. Would you want your lawyers to be laughing and going back and forth like this? They're actually, I think it's cool, right? They're both actually have a very invested interest in the case. But let me know what you guys think. Our 9th quick story. Kendrick Lamar's GNX will return to #1 on Billboard, not Apple, not Spotify, on Billboard 100, the only list or the only chart that really means something, all right? This is the equivalent of Grammy Awards. Kendrick Lamar saw, and by the way, before I even read this, I'm going to tell you how he's doing this. There's a little thing that he did, which is brilliant. But Kendrick Lamar saw a 288% rise in his album GNX to capture the #1 spot on Billboard 200 charts. The album sold 247 units in its 12th week. His album Damn also re-enters the top 10 charts at #9. Yo, Kendrick Lamar is smart. So Kendrick Lamar had the physical units, CDs, and the album for DJs shipped out the same week as the Super Bowl. So, and he did this back in November. On November, it was on streaming platforms, and that got him #1. But you could have pre-ordered and pre-bought sales for the actual album, the physical copy, and the records, and it shipped out last week. That's why he's re-entering, and that's why the number's at 274. Brilliant. Very, very smart. I've always given him credit from the Super Bowl, from the Grammys, the GNX, and the battle. Doesn't matter what song you like or which artist side you're on. Kendrick Lamar's strategic movements are unmatched. 5 Grammys, boom. Super Bowl, boom. Most watched Super Bowl, boom. Whether you liked the performance or not, or I thought they could have had more hits, regardless, boom, wins that. Then he comes back. the week that Drake drops an album and boom, ships out the physical sales that were already bought from in November. Genius. We will see what Drake and Party's album does next week. Can they knock him off? Well, for sure they'll knock him off because the sales, I told you, were already pre-bought. We'll see if it can land at number one, and we'll see if it does land at number one, how long it will last. But anyway, shout out to Kendrick. Smart move. Our 10th quick story. Russell Simmons' lawsuit dismissed due to stateless status. For those who are wondering why Russell Simmons is not in the U.S. anymore, now you know why. A civil lawsuit against the hip-hop mogul Russell Simmons has been dismissed after a judge ruled that he is a stateless American citizen, making it impossible for a court to claim jurisdiction over him. Not that he's not guilty or guilty, just that he has no residence. Wow. The lawsuit filed by Jane Doe accused the New York mogul that he SA'd her while she worked at Def Jam. Last year, she managed to serve him at his private resort in Bali with a lawsuit. However, the legal proceedings came to an abrupt halt due to jurisdiction complications. The judge ruled in favor of Simmons, citing that the plaintiff filed to prove that he had a domicile at New York at the time of the complaint. Simmons' legal team successfully argued that since he has been living in Indonesia under permanent retirement visa since 2021 and no longer claims a residency in the U.S., the case cannot proceed in U.S. courts. That's shameful. That's so sad, man. But that's court, man. That's how you're able to maneuver and get away with things. It's not about guilty or innocent, unfortunately. It's about the money you have, the lawyers you have, and the way that you can manipulate and run through the system. I go back to our first lead story with Jay-Z and his case getting dismissed. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our 11th quick story. Luigi releases an official statement since his arrest, speaks out for the first time. I don't know why this is y'all heroes, man. Well, not y'all, I'm sure, but there's somebody. There's some people. He said, "I am overwhelmed by and grateful for everyone who has written me to share their stories and express their support. Powerfully, this support has transcended political, racial, and even class division as mail has flooded MDC from across the country and around the globe. While it is impossible for me to reply to most letters, please know that I have read every one that I have received. Thank you again to everybody who has taken the time to write. I look forward to hearing from you in the future. Luigi Mangione." I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his last name right, but yo, you know what this is? That GoFundMe that you guys have been sending, that $350,000. Can you send more, please? Like, why are you making a public statement? Anyways, I just got reminded that he's at MDC. Him and Diddy are like chilling together, hanging out like in the lunchroom. Like, yo, what up? It's crazy. Anyways, any of you guys out there who are sending Luigi money through his GoFundMe page, I just like to remind you that his family is worth $100 million. $100 million. All right, sending my hard-earned money, waking up here friggin' doing this show for you guys 8 hours a day to send him my money? Hell no. Our 12th quick story. Author Ashley Sinclair reveals she's given birth to Elon Musk's 13th child 5 months ago. All right, Ashley posted this on Twitter. She said, 5 months ago, I welcomed a new baby into the world. Elon is the father. Elon Musk is the father. I have not previously disclosed this to protect the child's privacy and safety, but in recent days, it has become clear that the tabloid media intends to do so regardless of the harm it will cause. I intend to allow our child to grow in a normal and safe environment. For this reason, I ask that the media honor our child's privacy and refrain from invasive reporting. So, yeah, this was on February the 14th. Ashley revealed that it was, Elon Musk's third child, whatever, 13th third child, whatever, and whatever. Like, why is this news? Like, Elon has baby mamas, 4 baby mamas, and he has 13 children. Like, Big deal. You got more important things to worry about. Like, this has gone like viral. I don't know why. And people were like, why should I trust the man in office that has 4 baby mamas and like 13 children? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, that's his personal life. What does that have to do? He's the richest man in the world. He can afford to have as many children as he wants. Like, give me a break. This shouldn't be headline news, and it shouldn't have anything to do with what he's doing in office. Whether you agree or not, that's a different story, but who cares that he has a kid? You know what I mean? And I agree with her. And I think it's actually pretty sad that she actually wanted to keep it secret and the tabloids want to, talk about it. But I get the tabloids too. It's their job to, give you guys stories about celebrities that they want to hide. So I agree with both sides. I just don't understand why the people are making it such a big deal. Let me know what you guys think about this or if you care about this. Our 13th quick story. Did you know that there are 22 million millionaires in the United States alone? We have been sold a lie that it's difficult to become wealthy in 2025 in America. 37% of millionaires in the world right now live in the United States. 1 out of 15 adults in the US are literally millionaires. All right. 2 quick notes here, asterisks before I play this video. 1, the sentence of we've been told a lie that it's easy to become wealthy. That's not true. It's still hard. You still got to work for it. And it's not everybody has the same advantages. That's one thing. Second thing, they're talking about millionaires, not net worth. Very different. A millionaire means that if you have a house that's worth $1 million and you have a mortgage of $900,000, you have a net worth of $100,000, but you are a millionaire. A millionaire just means you're heir to $1 million, right? So it's a little bit misleading. $1 million house, $900,000 mortgage, you're only worth $100,000. But technically, they're 1 out of 15 people in the US are millionaires. That also could be the fact that house prices has skyrocketed because of inflation and interest rates, etc. But more important than that, I just wanted to highlight this because people always ask me like, oh my gosh, how come you're all talking about the US? How come you love the US so much? And it's reasons like this. There's so much more opportunity to be successful, and not so much about money, but just the success, the opportunity to be successful in the US is amazing. Our tax rates in Canada are crazy high. XQC, who's one of the world's largest streamers, just made a post about this last week. I didn't put it in the show, but he was literally so unhappy about all the tax that he has to pay. I think he's in like a 57% tax bracket. And I am also in a very high tax bracket, which I hate in Canada. And yes, our healthcare is paid for, but it's paid for our crazy taxes that we pay. So it's really actually technically not free. Anyways, let me just go to the video. Here, take a listen.
There's 22 million millionaires in the United States. It's 1 out of every 15 people.
Anyways, like I said, man, shout out to the US. This is why I love America so much. So much opportunity to be successful out in the US. That's why I've lived in New York, and I've been to, spent a lot of time in Chicago, LA. Like, I just love the US and how much opportunity there is out there. Not saying that Canada is bad or anything, but the fact that the US has 1 out of 3 millionaires in the world, the entire world. Think of how many countries are in the world, and 1 out of every 3 live in the US, man. So shout out to the US. Don't hate on me, Canadians, but US is where it's at, and this is proof. Our 14th quick story. Kanye West and Bianca have no prenup as divorce looms. Kanye West and Bianca have both had their reps reach out to their divorce lawyers this week, well, actually last week, and that usually means one thing, and that thing does not involve a prenup. We should have put this in when we were talking about Kanye West, but in lead story number 2. But guys, seriously, really, you really believe this? Now, Kanye just meeting Bianca 3 years ago, you mean to tell me y'all really think that he doesn't have a prenup with Bianca? Like, give me a break. I do not believe this. Like I said, sorry for throwing this in quick news. I should have put it with the story, but y'all let me know if you actually believe this or if you think this is just adding to the hysteria and the hype over Kanye West. Give me a break. Our 15th quick story. Neyo was captured showing some love to his 3 girlfriends backstage. All right, this is another story that went viral over the weekend. I'm going to play the video here for you quickly, but you'll see Neyo, you know, before he goes up on stage, his 3 girlfriends, alleged 3 girlfriends, and he's like kissing them before he goes backstage. Take a look.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know why this continues to be like big news. We do know that he broke up with his baby mama and he said, listen, I don't want monogamy. I don't want a relationship like that anymore. I want to be poly and I want to just go around with my 3 girlfriends. And I don't see anything wrong with it. And I think in 2025, this shouldn't be that much of a big deal. I mean, if you go back in the history of the world, there's been a lot of men that have lived life like this, whether you agree with it or not. Apparently this is a relationship. He's in a relationship with these 3 women, and sometimes he's with one, sometimes he's with the other, and sometimes, like over the weekend, he's with all 3 of them. I really don't think this is much of a big deal, but I wanted to throw it in here. Like I said, everyone's going wild about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our 16th quick story. Jay-Z's lawsuit against Tony Buzbee over the now dismissed R-word lawsuit continues, and he recently filed a declaration describing his experience. Listen closely to this. He said, I felt like Tony Buzbee had me in a bind. He used some other words. And he said it was either that I bow to his demands or be ensured that I ruin my name and my personal wealth. Legal name Sean Carter says that he believes Tony Buzbee purposely filed a complaint against him on the eve of Blue Ivy's Mufasa Lion King movie premiere to put him in a position of choosing between supporting his daughter or hiding to avoid negative press. Now, I'm going to put up the lawsuit here. If any of you guys want to take a screenshot, it's like 4 or 5 pages. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. It's very, very long. However, I will draw your attention to one statement here, or one sentence. It's the last one here. It says, immediately after Mr. Buzbee went public with his false accusations, my company, Rock Nation, also lost other contracts in sports and entertainment space that would have garnered revenue of approximately $20 million per year. So that just shows you that Jay-Z is filing this lawsuit and he is looking for money from Tony Buzbee. Like I said to you in the first lead story, I can't really talk about this, but I just wanted to let you guys know that Jay-Z is suing Tony Buzbee. He hasn't dropped this suit. And one of the most important parts in here is saying that you caused me to lose money, and he's continuing his lawsuit. I'll let you guys ponder on that. Our 17th quick story. Vybz Kartel speaks on a tour with Beanie Man, Bounty, Buju, Movada, and him. I'm so excited to hear about this. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but Vybz Kartel was on Drink Champs. And what I like about this is that he's including Beanie Man. For the past couple of weeks, I've been telling you guys about Vybz Kartel when, you know, he had his Freedom Street concert for New Year's Eve. And Beanie Man was on Drink Champs, I think in January, and he was alluding to the fact that he's the king of dancehall. Vybz Kartel, when he came out, he didn't give him his props. And Vybz was on Drink Champs, and he had this to say. Take a listen.
Personally, I think you and Beanie are both kings.
Bro, my respect and love Beanie Man. Yeah. He was before me. I'm touring with me, Movado, Bounty, Buju. That's right. Beanie.
Yo, I will be literally on my computer refreshing and buying tickets. I would love to go to this concert. Like I said, I don't know if they're really going to make this happen, but it seems like all the back and forth between who's the king of dancehall, which I agree with him that it is Beanie, but I don't know like the intricacies of what was going on behind the scenes. And I hope Beanie hears this and is happy with the fact that Vybz has acknowledged him as the king. And well, he actually went on to say we're both kings, but acknowledged that he was the first one before him. So I hope this ends all the, you know, deliberation online. I've been telling you guys that Beanie is the king of dancehall. Let me know what you guys think about this, but Shout out to JA. We have united the Kings, and hopefully we will get this concert. Bam, 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 bam. Shout out to Jamaica. Our 18th quick story. Melyssa Ford adds a legend from the 6 to her IG bio. I'm going to put up a picture of Melyssa Ford's IG bio. Here it is. I love that she did this. I love the fact that Drake shouted her out. Like I told you guys earlier, I don't like the fact that he had to throw shots at Joe Budden because I don't think this was the time. But for those of you who don't know, Melyssa Ford is definitely a legend in the 600%. She's a legend in the hip hop game. She was a video vixen. One of the first, they dub her as the first video vixens. If you go back and watch the hip hop videos from back in the day, I would say like late 90s, early 2000s, like you could not have a video without Melyssa Ford in there. And now she's on the Joe Budden podcast. I really think that Melyssa should be doing way more than she's doing now. Like shout out to Joe. I love the podcast and everything, but I just don't feel like she has a big enough role on that podcast. And I know she's doing her own, and I think it's still under Joe. I think it's called like Hot and Bothered, I think, or something like that. But anyways, I do love this. And I like the fact that Melyssa kind of is just alluding to the fact of like, I'm not trying to get in between y'all and Joe Budden, who is her boss technically. And the fact that she put this in her bio, and she put out like 2 or 3 posts too. I think it was like her on the beach, and she had that Drake line from the song on rotation. So I love this. For those of you who don't know, Melyssa Ford and Drake were actually together for a small stint. So you know, there was a little bit of love lost when Not Like Us came out. And I was like, yo, Melyssa, I think you should be riding for Drake a little bit more. But it seems like whatever was going on is over, and she's acknowledging this. So I like this. Who knows? We might see Melyssa in a video. Who knows? She could make a return maybe on, I don't know if Drake makes a song for any of these. If Drake makes a video for any of these songs on this latest album. But hey, just like we told you about Vybz, maybe Toronto is reuniting again, man. Melyssa and Drake together again in a video. That would be epic. And I'm sure Joe Budden would have no problem with that at all. I actually heard that Joe, I think he talked about it in Friday's podcast, and he didn't even acknowledge Drake saying anything to him, which was actually a very smart move because Drake is trying to bait him in so that he can get more views and to be talked about. Very, very smart of Joe not to answer that. And also because, like I said, there's no need for him to bring in Joe into this. He has much bigger fish to fry. But shout out to Queen Melyssa Ford. Our 19th quick story. Drake and Party Next Door cover Valentine's Day meals at NYC restaurant owned by Joe Budden's ex-baby daddy. The pettiness, I'm telling you. Drake and Party Next Door made a gracious gesture for Valentine's Day by covering meals for every dinner at a popular NYC restaurant owned by Joe Budden's ex-baby daddy. The surprise came when a young man was on a date at the restaurant, and he had an unexpected moment at the end of their meal. After his card was declined, the couple was approached by a woman who handed them a card telling them that their meal was covered by the 6, referencing the Drake OVO crew. I'll put up a screenshot of the tweet and also the card. You can see the 2 people at the restaurant. And the guy was like, yo, the bill was $600 and Drake and them covered it. While I think this was smart to do as marketing for the album, I thought that was really smart. Again, why are you indirectly taking shots at Joe Budden? Like, what? Why, Drake? Why would you do this? Like, geez, pick another restaurant and do something else. Drizzy's disappointing me, man, over and over again. Our 20th quick story in other Valentine's Day news. Valentine's Day spending is estimated to reach a record-breaking, listen to this, $27.5 billion. Craziness. According to a recent National Retail Federation survey, Valentine's Day spending for 2025 is projected to reach $27.5 billion. This surpassed last year's $25.8 billion and slightly exceeding the previous record of $27.4 billion set in 2020. Shoppers are expected to spend an average of $188.81, approximately $3 more than last year. Popular gifts include candy, flowers, greeting card, evenings out, and jewelry. The average price for a dozen red roses in the US is $90.50. What? $90 for a dozen red roses? This is Craziness. That is a 2% increase from last year. What? Additionally, the U.S. Board of Labor Statistics reports that food away from home prices have increased 3.4% in January compared to last year, indicating that dining out also is very expensive for Valentine's Day. Wow. Yo, $90 for $100 with tax for roses? That's crazy work. Y'all know how I feel about roses. I feel like guys that cheat on a girl get them roses, but that's a whole other conversation for another day. For Valentine's Day, it's definitely more understandable. Let me know, how was y'all Valentine's Day? I was just at home chilling by myself. I did nothing. I'm having Valentine's Day with me. I'm in the Trent loving phase. You know, I'm working on me. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys did for Valentine's Day, if you had a great Valentine's. And by the way, I saw all the happy Valentines that you guys left me on the Friday's episode. Thank you for that. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys. I said that in last episode, but I want to say it again. And for those of you who want to see what I do with the comments, follow me on my IG page. I post them up in my stories over the weekend. I take my favorite comments throughout the week, or for Friday's episode, I post them in my stories and share them with people on Instagram. So make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Trent Out Loud. And like I say all the time, I see every single comment at night in bed. Before I go to sleep, I read through all the comments. So thank you very much. Let me know what you guys did for Valentine's Day. Was it good for y'all? And again, thank you for the Valentine's Day wishes. Happy Valentine's Day. Our 21st quick story. Congresswoman introduces bill to make Donald Trump's birthday a federal holiday. Yo, people that love Trump are unmatched. A congresswoman has introduced new legislation aiming to make June 14th a federal holiday in honor of Donald Trump. It's the same day as Flag Day. June 14th holds a dual significance for American history. It marks both Flag Day and celebrates the adoption of the U.S. flag in 1777. And it's also Donald Trump's birthday, who was born June 14th, 1946. The Congresswoman seeks to permanently enshrine the date as a national holiday, recognizing what she calls Trump's pivotal role in shaping modern America. No modern president has been more consequential for our country than Donald J. Trump. As our 45th and 47th president, he has led America through historical moments, from brokering the Abraham Accord to delivering the largest tax relief package in history. Just as George Washington's birthday is a federal holiday, it's time to recognize Donald J. Trump's contributions. I'm going to put up a tweet that she put up here that said everything that I just read to you guys. I just think, why don't you wait till the end of his term? There was something 2 weeks ago that they wanted to do with Trump too, and I forgot what it is now. Oh, yes, they wanted to put him on Mount Rushmore. There's 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore that want to make room for the 5th. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't make his birthday a national holiday. All I'm saying is, why don't you just wait till the end of his presidency, and then we can have these discussions? It's only been a month that he's started his second term. Let's see what he does. Let's see really how consequential he is for the country, and then we could make these decisions. I don't understand why we're so rushed to hail Donald Trump right now. And again, not on his side or on Democrat side or nothing. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying he's still in office. This is crazy. Our 21st quick story. Apple will reportedly release an AirPod with cameras in 2027. Apple is reportedly developing AirPods with tiny cameras for enhanced audio, health monitoring, and AI and AR experience. I thought it was AI. AR. What's AR experience? Anyways, I don't know. I think I'm techie sometimes, and then I see things like this, and I'm like, why? I don't get it. The idea first surfaced in June 2024 when Apple analysts predicted mass production of AirPods equipped with infrared cameras by 2026. Bloomberg recently made claims suggesting that Apple continues to entertain the idea of camera equipment in AirPods. Why? I researched this. I literally Googled, why do we need cameras in our AirPods? So like when we're going to look on our phones and be like, we're going to have peripheral vision. Like if somebody knows the answer to this, please, I haven't been able to Google it and find it. And y'all know I Google and find everything. Like, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our 23rd quick story. Rapper Dank proves that she can fit into a car by squeezing into a small SUV. She is currently suing Lyft after they refused to let her into the car, claiming that she wouldn't fit. As I said, it's not Lyft, it's Lyft's driver, but whatever. Anyways, I've been asking for her to make this video for weeks. Like, get in a car and prove it. I've been on her side since day one. I've always told you guys, why would she order Lyft if she knows that she cannot fit? Obviously, she can fit, but I've always said, why don't you just make a video and prove it? Anyways, we finally have a video. Take a look.
Ride is ready.
I am not a doctor. I cannot save you.
We got everything.
Now, I didn't clip that video. It literally just shows her like on the outside and then getting in. So I don't know if maybe there's like a little bit of a struggle or whatever. But regardless, like I say, every time I talk about this story, if you ever driven a car and you've had 3 people in your backseat, that's the equivalent to what she weighs. So why wouldn't you let her in your backseat? It makes no sense to me. Let me know what you guys think in this comment section below. Our 24th quick story. Trump's mugshot spotted hanging right outside the Oval Office. I think this is hilarious to me. Here's a picture I'm going to show you. This is his mugshot from the New York Post. And here's a video. Take a listen.
Not only have we never had a U.S. president with a mugshot, I'm not sure we've ever had a mugshot hanging outside of the Oval Office before.
This is another thing that went viral over the weekend. I love this for Trump. Like, this just goes with his personality. I love it. He's taking a negative, flipped it, told his supporters, yo, they're just out to get me, that he got votes for that. All through that whole thing, I told the Democrats that they were making a mistake by trying to use this as a negative, and Trump did exactly what I said. He's going to flip it and use it against them. And I think this is one of the reasons why he was able to sweep the 7 swing states and win the popular vote. And he should hang it up outside. I mean, his mugshot too, I think he put it on t-shirts, he put it on coffee mugs, and he sold it. Like, this is just smart, brilliant marketing. And I like that it's hanging outside the Oval. I would have put it in the Oval Office. You know what I mean? I like this kind of energy. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about Trump putting his mugshot outside the Oval Office. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. What is the most amount of money you have ever spent on your partner? All right, I got this off of one of the Pop the Balloon or Find Love shows. I'm not going to say the name of it because this is not the original one. Shout out to Arlette, who is the originator of Pop the Balloon or Find Love. Love that show. I watch it every week. Shout out to Arlette, YouTube. Anyways, so one of the questions that this guy asked a girl was, what's the most amount of money you spend on your partner? And she answered like $2,000. And then he popped his balloon and was like, yo, that's not enough. Like, I need somebody who's spending money on me. Like, I was so mad when I heard this. I literally had to bring it to you guys. And if I was on one of these shows, if somebody asked me that, I would pop the balloon. I wouldn't even answer your question. What are you talking about? What's the most amount of money I've ever spent on my partner? Who cares? You're supposed to be there to find love, right? You're not supposed to be there to find money. You're not supposed to be there to find gifts. You're supposed to be there to find love. Why would you ask that? What does that have to do with showing love? That's my whole point with these gifts and flowers and all of that stuff. And I'm going to play the video, but I get so mad at this stuff. Like, I cannot stand when people put any sort of monetary value on a relationship. Like, don't ask me if I'm going to buy you things. Don't ask me if I'm going to spend $5 on you. If that is anything that you're interested in, go somewhere else. Like, do not talk to me. I have always said, love and in a relationship is about empowering, being there, commitment, support. And to me, the greatest gift that you can give another person is wanting nothing but greatness for them. Like I always say, and yes, I'm going to put the video in a second, but going out, whether you're low income, middle income, high income, going out and spending money on somebody. And I understand, as I've seen you guys in the comment section, like, don't tell somebody else how they should see love. And if somebody sees love this way, that you should give them how they see love. And I get that, and everybody is different. But I still challenge the fact of me going out and buying somebody something. That should just be a gift, and you shouldn't hold any merit to that. I'm not saying you can never buy anybody something, but it means nothing to me. Like, you went out and bought something that you think that I really liked, or that you saw that I liked. I take it nothing more than, hey, thanks for that. You know, like, it means something. It means way more to me if you, like, when you're there for somebody, like something that doesn't involve money. The fact that I take my time out of my day, out of my life to pour into your life, that is priceless. That is something that cannot be bought. That's something that cannot be measured. That's what love is. That's what your best friend does for you, right? Like, my best guy friends, I don't buy him gifts. I don't do stuff for him on Valentine's Day, but he knows how much I'm there for him. He knows that when he or she they're going through something, they call me because I'm the friend that's going to be there through thick and thin. And that's how love should be measured. Anyways, let me play the video and stop talking. let me just play it.
What's the most amount of money you've ever spent on a man that you were involved with?
There is no limit. If I love you, I love you. And I'm going above and beyond.
Okay. In the past, like, just off the top of your head,
a figure, $2,000 on a watch.
The fact that she was like, when I love you, there is no limit. Ugh. And then she said $2,000 on a watch, and this guy popped his balloon. What is going? Oh my gosh, I could do an entire podcast on this. Like, what? $2,000 on a watch? Yo, if you spend $2,000 on a watch for me, like, it really would mean absolutely nothing. Like, I do not care. If you come to me and you're like, anyways, I don't know how long I should go about this, but like, find a way to take time out of your day to invest in me. That is how you will show me love. Hey, I know that you're trying to grow your podcast and I did this or whatever. Or, hey, I know that you're into finance, or I know that you're into business and I found this great business that you might want to invest in for you. Or that, like, take time to understand the things that interest me and help me grow that. Help me become a better version of Trent. And I want to help you become a better version of you. And you guys know the thing for me that I feel like my purpose in life is to make people live out their truth. That's what my book is about. That's what my original podcast was supposed to be about before it became entertainment news. That's a whole other story. I digress. Somebody actually said in the comment section, I love when you say I digress. So shout out to you. Sorry, I got off track. Normally I don't do that on Mondays. Anyways, yeah, it's like, how can you invest and help other people grow? That's real love. That's commitment. That would be my question. How much time have you spent in your day dedicating to your person to grow? And if you said like, oh, I'm busy, I have my own stuff, I would pop my balloon. Anyways, I've talked enough. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm very irritated by this. All right, this brings us to question of the day. What's one broke but happy meal that gets you through hard times? All right, this resonated with me because I did this over the whole weekend. I went out and got like low-end meals. It's my new thing. Like, Americans, you won't know this restaurant, but Harvey's. It's a burger joint. It's like the best burger. If you ever come out to Canada, come to Harvey's. I don't know why Harvey's is not in the US. It's beyond me. They make the burger. It's fast food, 100%, but they make it like right in front of you. So it's like Burger King, McDonald's, whatever, the same equivalent, but they make the burger right in front of you instead of McDonald's like that is prepared or like microwaved. Anyways, I've been going. This is my thing. I've been like going to Harvey's, and I don't normally like fast food, but it's just a quick like fun meal to have. Like, I have my burger and onion rings. It's so good. I love it. And we have another place out here called Kojak's. It's like an $8 gyro. Like, I just love it. And I got the money that I could go out and spend a $200 or $300 meal and think nothing of it. But these little low end like fun meals, I don't know what. It's just been so self-serving to me. I don't know why. It gets me out the house. It gets me doing something. I don't know. It's just been my thing. So I wanted to ask you guys, this question of the day: what's a broke but happy meal that gets you through hard times? Somebody said white rice and corned beef. In Jamaica, we call that white rice and bulla beef. Somebody said breakfast for dinner, cheeseburger hamburger helper. Oh, okay, sorry. Somebody said a good old-fashioned hamburger and you can tell I'm on hamburgers. Somebody said a good old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly. 1000%. It's always those fun little quick meals, man. Like for me, it's Dairy Queen. I go every week and I have a Score Blizzard Dairy Queen with extra caramel. Woo! Somebody said eggs and rice. Always good. Eating grapes while walking in the grocery store. Hey, do your thing. Somebody said tuna fish salad, butter and sugar sandwich. I've always wanted to try that because I'm a big sugar head. I'm going to try that. What else? Tomato soup and grilled sandwich and grilled cheese. Somebody said cheeseburger, macaroni, hamburger helper, spaghetti, tacos, chili, breakfast for dinner. There is something nice about having breakfast for dinner. Having cereal for dinner is heartwarming, but I'm lactose intolerant, so I digress. See, I got that in again for you. Somebody said spaghetti, chili dogs, black eyed peas, drumsticks on rice, hot dogs. Oh, that's another thing. I've been ordering. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but I've been ordering hot dogs from La Belle Pro, which is another restaurant that we have here. You guys are missing out. You guys have amazing restaurants in the US, but when I'm up here in Canada, I always have Harvey's and I always have the Dairy Queen is better here too. And La Belle Pro, it's Steamies. You guys, we don't have that in the US. Steamies, it's a steam hot dog and they have this kind of like coleslaw on top. It's so good. It's $1.49. It's the best hot dog ever. I ordered 3 of them. I have it on my Uber Eats, like reorder. It's amazing. I don't know why I've been doing this lately, but it's just amazing. Anyways, I've been sharing a lot with y'all lately. Somebody said noodles and frozen veggies. Okay, I don't care what I'm going through. Frozen veggies is just not it. Ramen noodles. That actually used to be my thing on Wednesdays, but ramen noodles are expensive. A place I go to here, US has good ramen noodles too, but a place in Montreal is called Kitten Ramen. They should give me some free promo for this, but Kitten Ramen is dope. It's like $35, so this is not broke. We need cheap things. Spam, really good. Spaghetti, fried chicken, wings and fries. Somebody said air sandwiches. That's hilarious. What else? Peanut butter and jelly. Again, spaghetti. Spaghetti's pretty high up in here. Somebody said Taco Bell. Taco Bell's dope, but kind of hard on the stomach area, if you know what I'm saying. Somebody said top ramen. Again, ramen ain't cheap. Anyways, that's it. Let me know what you guys think. I didn't think we had enough variety. Let me know in the comment section below. What is a broke meal? Not expensive. $5, $10 max. Well, actually, Harvey's with onion rings and a drink is $16. That's crazy work, man. I have one more last private story. I have a burger that I go to at one of my friends' restaurant. It's a $35 burger. It's called a Gucci burger. It is so good, but that's crazy, right? For just the burger alone. We're not talking about anything else and tip and all of that stuff, but $35. But Harvey's fast food, $16. So it's not that much cheap compared to like the horrible food that you're getting at fast food compared to a restaurant. So fast food restaurants are actually really not broke meals anymore. Anyways, I digress. Let me know what you guys think about broke meals that give you warmth and get you through your day. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to sports news. All right, it went down actually in Montreal over the weekend. There was a 4 nations hockey match between the US and Canada. It was all over my timeline. 3 fights happened in like the first 9 seconds, I think somebody told me. But I don't follow hockey. I have no idea what's going on. I think this was the NHL's All-Star. I didn't even know what was happening in Montreal. I have no idea. But apparently this is big news. So I'm going to rely on you guys in the comment section if you know to tell me what is up with this. But they tweeted out and said the NFL has turned the Pro Bowl into a flag football game. And NBA All-Stars don't even break a sweat or play defense in their game. NHL players have thrown haymakers 3 seconds into 4 nation game, and it looks like the Royal Rumble. This game rules. I don't know, but I'm telling you, it's a big thing. It's all over SportsCenter everywhere. but I don't know. I can't tell you anything about it. Sorry. Y'all know when I don't know something, I lean to you guys. So anybody out there who knows what happened this weekend, what four nations are, please let me know in the comment section below and why it was such a big deal. I do know that the US won. I think it was 4-1 or 3-1. And I do know that they booed the American anthem, which I keep on saying every time I talk about it. It's so wrong. But Americans, don't think that Canadians are doing this because of anything else other than Donald Trump wanting us to be the 51st state. That's the only reason why they're doing it. We still love America, and I know y'all still love us. We're on the same land. Let's all just get together and live harmoniously. Is that the right word? Harmoniously. Yes. Let me know. Well, I can't ask you what you know. Inform me in the comment section below. All right, y'all. That brings our Monday show to a wrap. Thank you so much for kicking with me. I told you guys it was a good show. I told you guys it was a big show. I hope this got you through your Monday blues. All right. Before I let you guys go, I just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up to date with the show. For those of you who are used to listening to this show, I said show a lot there, listening to the show on YouTube, and you're traveling, going on a plane, and you're driving, and you can't have access to YouTube, we are available on all podcast platforms. Just go to your desired site, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload new shows. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. Now, vice versa, for those of you who are used to listening to the show on their show again, on podcast platforms, please try to check us out on YouTube. If you ask me, it is the best way to watch the show. It is so good. If you think I'm animated and fun in audio, wait till you see me live on your screen. It is a good time over here. And like I always say, we have an amazing community that we're building here on YouTube. The comment section is lit. I look at all of the comments. People ask me all the time, Trent, how do you do a show by yourself? How do you do a podcast by yourself? I don't. I do it with you guys, the comment section. That's why I end each segment by saying comment below. I look and then we talk about it on the next day. So if you're on podcast platforms, it's good, but really come over here to YouTube. It is a party. Trust me. And it's also a very diverse community too here. And I'm very, very proud of that. We have Kendrick Lamar fans, we have Drake fans, we have Americans, we have Canadians. Well, actually, we have way more Americans than Canadians. 80%. There's only 5%. Imagine where I'm from. It's only 3% Canadians. I have a bigger demographic in Europe than I do in Canada. But anyways, it's very, very diverse. Republicans, Democrats, it's a great place to hang out. So check us out on YouTube. For those of you who want to follow me on any social platform, it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. Thanks again for hanging with me. I will see you on Tuesday. Have a great day. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.